Alright everyone, we've got a really special device here. A lot of people have been asking us about this here. This is the Samsung Galaxy S5. This is of course the successor to the Samsung Galaxy S4, and today what we're going to do is do a quick comparison between the two devices and show off some of the key features. Now if you want to see an unboxing, you're going to have to check out our unboxing video, which we're also going to release if we haven't already released it. So let's get started. On the screen, we're going to be sharing the specs of both devices so that you can compare them. But let's talk about some of the key highlights. First of all, let's talk about the screen. In fact, the screen on the Galaxy S5 is around 0.1 inches. It is 0.1 inches, larger. So this is at 5.1 inches and this is at 5 inches. In terms of overall processor performance, yeah, they both use Snapdragon processors, but the S4 is at 1.9 gigahertz and this is at 2.5 gigahertz quad core. So they're both quad cores, but it's a big jump in performance. For those people who are worried about battery life, they've actually given us a beefier battery. It's at 2,800 milliamps compared to the 2,600 milliamps on the S4. If you want to take photos or videos, you're going to be really happy with the S5 because now we've got a 16 megapixel camera compared to the 13 megapixel camera on the S4. And the front-facing camera is 2.1 megapixels compared to the 2 megapixel on the S4. In terms of video recording, yes, now we can record 4K video, whereas with the S4 you could record 1080p or Full HD video. Let's talk about support for a second. So they both have a GPS, they both have Wi-Fi, they both have Bluetooth 4.0. This has USB 3 compared to USB 2 on the S4. We've also got a couple of extra special things such as the fingerprint scanner on the S5, and we've also got a heart rate monitor right over here. We're going to talk about these features in a second. In terms of overall size, let me just share that yes, this phone is a little bit bigger. The S5 is a little bit bigger than the S4. Again, looking at them together, you will notice that there is a physical size difference. If I look at the back, instead of going with the glossy plastic that they had with the S4, now we're greeted with this soft touch rubberized feeling coating. And honestly, I really like the way that this feels. It feels really cool. I did notice a couple of fingerprints, but I have the feeling that this isn't going to be really difficult to wipe away smudges. So I need to play with this a little bit longer to give you proper feedback. We've got the little dimple effect you'll notice on the back cover, which some people like, some people might have their own opinions, but I like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's different. So one of the key features is the fact that the S5 has a heart rate monitor. So this is pretty cool. Everybody's all about talking about fitness right now. And by the way, we're going to have a video on the Gear Fit that we're going to be sharing later as well. But let's talk about this for a second. So what I do is I turn on my device, I swipe, unlock, tap on the heart icon, and then place your finger on the sensor. And so I'm going to place my finger right here. Now you'll notice it's gone red. It's now scanning. So there you go. Apparently my beats per minute are 68. Is that good? Am I calm? Am I chillaxed? I don't know. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research, but that's how it works. So it's pretty cool, and you can do that simply by touching it. So imagine if you're going for a jog or a run, and you just want to find out how many steps you've taken, and then you also want to find out how high your heart rate is, then this could be for you. One of the small but important differences between the S4 and the S5 is in the past with the S4, you'd have the back, and you'd have the home, and then you have the menu button. But now we have back, home, and this is the multitasking button, so it opens up all of your windows. And so, you're just going to have to learn how to use the device a little bit different. One of the other key features of the Samsung Galaxy S5 compared to the S4 is the fact that it has a fingerprint scanner. Yes, now Android users can enjoy a fingerprint scanner on their Samsung devices. So if I tap on settings, tap on fingerprint scanner, fingerprint manager, now it's time for me to register. So I follow the swiping motion, so I just hold here and swipe down. Now it's asked me to put a password just in case I lose the ability to use my thumb. So let's put Vodafone. After I've gone ahead and registered my fingerprint, all I need to do now is activate the security feature. And so now we've got fingerprint lock enabled. Let me show you how it works. So if I lock the screen, unlock it, I now see the little icon here that tells me that I need to be swiping. Let me use the wrong finger. So it didn't work. Let me try again. No match. Now let me try with the correct finger. recognized, and it's unlocked. So that's pretty convenient. Now, one thing to mention, if I compare this phone to an iPhone 5S, for example, is the fact that I need to swipe my finger over this to scan, whereas with the iPhone 5S, all I do is put my thumb on it to scan. So it's different ways of scanning your fingerprint. So another key difference between the two is the fact that we now have an updated user interface. I have to admit that it's super smooth. Like, it's not like I really had much of an issue with the S4 anyway, but I really like it. And I love how, the triangle accents, the colors, that I see, they just pop on screen. If I swipe down for just a second, you'll notice like a slightly different iconography. If I go into the settings, you'll notice again, different icons, different styling, just, slight tweaks here and there. Now, if I swipe, I have my magazine, and over here I can see different articles. I can have news that's interesting to me. And if I swipe down, I get a little menu. Can tap on settings. I can choose arts and culture, business. I can add my social accounts as well, and it's just a really easy and convenient way to just get my information at a quick glance. I like it a lot. So there you go. This is just a really quick comparison between the two. I wanted to show you some of the key differences, and I want to show you the visual difference as well. And actually, you know what? Just to hold this to the side, you can see that this is the difference in terms of size. And I've got right over here a Note 3, so you can see the difference. And so the S5 is in between the two. So I hope that you enjoyed this quick comparison video of the Samsung Galaxy S5. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section below. I'll try to answer it as fast as I can. If you're interested in purchasing the S5 or interested in the latest gadgets and tech that we have, don't forget to visit one of the Vodafone stores. That's the closest one nearby, hopefully. Or visit www.vodafone.qa. Thank you very much.